Legend Total War here, and today we've got a 7-year disaster battle, playing as Bretonia going up against Naggarond, and we are going to be fighting on the tiniest Total War Warhammer 2 map that you've ever seen. So what we've got is the infamous water map. Now, there is a tiny, tiny sliver of land here that we will be able to fight on. That's what we have to do. All of our armies are going to show up all at that one spot there. Now, this sort of situation is rare. In all of my hours of Total War Warhammer 2, of which there's about 12,000, I've probably encountered this map about 5 times. And most of the time that it's occurred, it is when Bretonia occupies a Norscan settlement. Now, we're at Fortress of the Damned, which is a major Norscan settlement, as in it's a provincial capital. This is where the Aghole guys start off, in Naggaroth. And it is walled up. Now, only Bretonia is able to build walls at those settlements, but unfortunately the game doesn't recognize any maps for Bretonia in these areas, because a lot of the maps are not procedurally generated. They're actually, preset custom maps that, will be reused over and over again. But the game, basically CA just forgot to apply any siege maps for Bretonia in these situations, and also forgot to disable them from building walls in Norscan settlements, because even Norsca can't build walls out here, and we can't fight in the Norscan town, so we got to fight out in the water, because that's what it recognizes these port settlements as. It's like it's just water. So there's 2 ways we can go about this. We could auto resolve it and just straight up lose, which isn't very interesting, or we could fight it and we could possibly win, because he's lucky in this situation here, because there is a slight sliver of land, it is possible to actually fight this battle. Now, if we don't control large armies, what happens is our infantry and wizard are like deployed outside the map, and we can't move them at all. And so I can't use the magic, I have to use entirely the flying units. The flying units we can actually move around. We can deploy them in the zone here and they can move around. But without the support of the other units, they can't win the battle. But if we control large armies, we get all of our forces here. We will all deploy in this tiny sliver here for some reason. They won't get these units anyway because there's nowhere for them to come in. And it's just an immediate brawl right at the start. And we just have to try to win the initial fight. So let's do that. So this is one of those situations that could definitely benefit from a patch or a fix. And if you're wondering how best to go about it, I mean, always, if you want to invoke any kind of change, trust me, I know this from experience, getting angry about it doesn't work. Okay, if you want CA to fix something, calm, collected manner, let them know that this is something that's unacceptable, but in a calm, collected manner. And maybe they'll fix it in Warhammer 3, maybe. I mean, there's still maybe half a patch left of it. Like, maybe if the Cavalry beta goes live, maybe they'll just throw in some maps in for Norsca for Bretonia, or disable their ability to build walls. I don't know. But I don't think that they would think this is a high priority, because like I said, most players, like 99% of you guys, probably have never encountered this problem. And, it's not like it's a game breaker when we're sort of where we're not supposed to be anyway. So it's just rare for players who play Bretonia to even get out this way unless you're doing full map completion, and so few people even do full map completions. So yeah, like I was saying before, we can deploy these guys out here, but we're actually better off here. I can't actually move them around. It just auto-deployed us here. It's just such a weird situation. We can move him around a little bit in this area here because he gets Vanguard deployed, but I can only move him in here. I can't even put any of our units in this zone here. We cannot use our deployment zone at all. Such a weird situation. Alright, so what we have to do here is just immediately throw all of our force. Hang on. All of our force at Hellebron, and straight away cast a Dwellers Below, probably in here, just to try to kill off as much melee infantry as possible. But I mean, she's just stuck in there, right? So she's probably gonna die. Try to get... I can't withdraw them off the battlefield, but I can get them maybe close to the edge. Once the battle starts, I can move them around here. This area here that you're seeing, this is the battle map. This is the tiniest battle map in Total War Warhammer 2. Alright, so let's get to it, and let's let the brawl begin. Oh god. Get out of there. Just try to get them off the battlefield. Oh god. Alright, immediately the bounce power is in our favor, so that's good. Now, like I said, they can't bring in their reinforcements. So this actually really worked against Hellebron. Alright. This is the best unit we've got that's in danger of getting wiped out, so try to save that. So how are we going against Hellebron? Yeah, she's going down. She's going down. She's not super tough. Some of our guys over here stuck. Can't really do much about them. Just try to get them to the edge. Get them off the battlefield. This one here is taking too much damage. The flying units can fly around, so I can get them up and moving around. So they don't get wiped. I can't really move her around too much, but she's okay. Yeah, you pop that down. That's it. Just get all this infantry off the battlefield. Just so we can try to save it. Alright, get back in there. Really try to kill her. Don't need to do another Dwellers Below. Come on, she's almost gone. Take her out. Good, and then the Hydra. No. All of these ones here. Just try to get them to the edge. Okay, then the Scourge Runner Chariots. Actually, try to protect these ones here. There's Ravagers of Rakatha there anyway. I think the Trebuchet got away. I doubt the Grey really got away, but who cares? It's a piece of crap unit anyway. That unit there might survive if the battle could be over. Haven't done enough bounce of power damage for the army losses yet. Oh man, you took a beating. That's it, just get them off the battlefield and just worry about them next turn.
My gifts are yours.
It's just a pretty short battle too. But yeah, at least we got through it. Your infantry was always going to get ruined in that situation. There's just no way of saving them. Luckily, they're not really difficult to replace. It's probably quicker to recruit them in global than it is in local out here, because I imagine this would be red territory. But at least your heroes remain. And your Trebuchet, that would have been really bad to lose that. It's a Blessed Field Trebuchet. And also the Hippogriff Knights, which are obviously really good. So yeah, we'll go to the next turn and I'll sort of explain how this bloody happened. And what you can do to try to avoid it for next time. Because, like I said, it's rare. But, yeah, this is... I don't think anybody can claim that this game is, like, in perfect state. Or any Total War game, for that matter. There's always bugs. And every time they patch something, 2 new bugs seem to come up. But I don't really consider this to be, like, a top priority for CA to fix. But it's kind of embarrassing to see that kind of shit happen. Where it's clearly a pretty obvious oversight, and I think it is a fairly easy fix. There's one of two things you can do. Either disable Bretonnia from building walls in Norsca, which I think is totally reasonable, nobody else can do it anyway, or give them actual battle maps. Ew, yuck. Give them actual battle maps in Norsca, considering they've got walled settlements. So yeah, basically, this primarily happens when playing as Bretonnia, but this can also happen when you're playing other factions, and you're sitting inside your settlement, and there's an army, like, just outside, but they're in the water, and while you're sitting in the settlement, if you attack the settlement, attack the army, sometimes it can be a water map, so just be careful. One telltale sign that you're playing a water map is the game will basically it'll basically freeze for a moment, because it just can't find the map, and it'll just deploy water. So if the you know, you make the attack and then the game sort of freezes for a little bit. That's a telltale sign that, you know, you've got a water map. Don't fight the battle. If you're, you know, if you're the attacker, if you're the defender, you don't have a choice. So, what you want to do to avoid this is basically, if you're going to occupy settlements that are Norscan as Bretonnia, the key ones to watch out for are the capitals, like Ice Drake Fjord, Varg Camp, Fortress of the Damned. These are ones that you really want to make sure that when you occupy it, you are not going to get attacked or besieged, because you basically want to occupy it and then leave. And if somebody comes over and attacks it, at least your army's not stuck in there, because, you know, who cares about these settlements? You're only occupying it so that Norscans or somebody else doesn't occupy them. It used to happen in Albion, but I believe they fixed it because there's an actual siege map for Concarta and Isle of Wights, and I don't think it can happen at the Citadel of Lead because it's not a port settlement. It'll only happen at port settlements. So Bretonnia can build walls there, and I believe there is a map. So I think it can happen at like the minor settlements as well. But the thing is with the minor settlements is that you have to get them to tier 3. So with the major ones, this is only a tier 2 settlement and it's got walls, right? But the tier 3 ones, so the minor settlements, if you don't get it to tier 3, no walls will be built. So if it's a tier 2, you just captured it and then you get attacked, then you'll just get a Norscan map, right? It's not going to be walls. But if you sit there for ages until it's a tier 3 and then build walls, then you might end up with the water map. So just be mindful of that. Bit of an oversight. It seems like there's a fair few oversights with Bretonnia. Free knights. Let me just check that actually. Oh, you don't have it. Oh well. But yeah. That's the end of this one here. At least we managed to salvage the situation and salvage the most important units in his army. But short of downloading a mod to just like instantly auto-resolve, you know, win that, there was no other way to handle that. So, you know, at least I can send it back to him and he can continue it from there. Anyway, that's the end of this one here, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something. And remember this again. I'm not saying do this, okay? But sometimes this stuff happens when I showcase this kind of stuff. If you want to post an angry thread about CA, you should fix this. Remember that being angry about it doesn't solve anything. Trust me, I've tried. It doesn't do anything. It actually does the opposite. They just dig their heels in and ignore you. If you want to affect change, you got to do it calmly, and you just got to get upvotes on the Reddit. You just got to get lots and lots of upvotes. Like if it got several thousand upvotes, CA will take it seriously. But the most important thing is, you know, behave, like be nice about it, okay? Because this is a really, really rare bug. It's not going to happen that often. Still a great game. You know, it's got some bugs. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time, fuckers. Bye.